Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve Omi update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free way is our Patreon, smashing that super thanks button down below. And again, I do update videos every single day, so smash that subscribe button. Also, raythex.dth domain name. So we'll go over Omi first. We do have quite a bit to go over. Omi is down about 0.7% on the day, neither really good or bad. Is a fairly neutral reaction towards the Veve community update. I was expecting it to be a little more bearish in the reaction for it. Not because it was a bad update. It was a great update. We had a lot of fun things, and we'll get into that in a minute. But it wasn't really Omi heavy, which of course it's a Veve update. It's not going to be Omi heavy. There will be Omi updates and articles and all that throughout the rest of the year. But again, just because people's like, oh, no Omi. But again, it seems to have gone over pretty well. It wasn't that much of a down drip. Apparently it did reach the 00068 spot yesterday at some point, which had been after I had gone to bed, and I had specifically set one of my buy orders for 00069. Everyone comment nice down below with 69. And when I wound up doing that, I figured it would one of them would have gotten filled, but it has not. Again, see 0006858 down there. Oh, that's you cannot see that, for it is very dark. 6858 down there. So it did hit that, but my buy order didn't fill. It must have been on like Uniswap or Sendex or something, not on Bit4x. But we did have $686,000 of volume, so there's really not a lot of volume. Again, anything can happen. The world can go into a tizzy. We could get, I don't know, Russia doing Russian things, and you know, Bitcoin could go back down to 20K, it could go back down to 50K, and then we get hecked. Does it happen? I have no idea. I'm just saying, like, I'm okay with buying here, knowing that it possibly could go down again to 00060 or 00058, or even lower than that. You did have a bunch of people that had talked about TA that specialize in lines on charts, especially with something with less than 700,000 volume, which I don't understand, but they've said 0004. I'm just kind of hoping they're right, even if it does seem unlikely. Either way, whether we get down there or not, I will get my 163rd million Omi tomorrow night. Unless this goes up to 001, I will get my 163rd million Omi at that point. I am focusing a bit more on selling some of the collectibles that I have now for profit and buying other stuff. So I did sell Secret Rare Eye of Agamotto, I did sell the Rare Eye of Agamotto, and I did sell the Aether. Well, Chavez, why did you do that? Especially with the hype that's going on right now. Well, I needed a win, and these particular prices, in my opinion, are amazing, and they could go up even higher. We don't have the full details yet, but we did have a video come out after the community update, which I will get into in a second. But the video came out saying, oh, hey, remember 5 years ago when we all learned of Thanos Infinity Gauntlet, where destiny hath arrived? Oh, that was such a good trailer. That was such an amazing time in American pop culture, pop culture of the world, most of the first world. And yeah, you're gonna be able to get a gauntlet, maybe even a Thanos. So, like, we don't have the details for it yet. It will be a new crafting thing. The crafting for the Soul Stone will start on 6 May. That is next Saturday. Now, why is that special? Well, excluding Star Wars Day, because that's going to happen 2 days prior. This is going to be an insane month for drops in May. It's gonna be May. Comment all your favorite Justin Timberlake memes down below. Again, you're going to have to sacrifice something for the Soul Stone. Spoilers, if you haven't, skip 35 seconds ahead if you haven't seen Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. Thanos kills Gamora. Thanos shoves Gamora down into the abyss, and he sacrifices something he loves for a Soul Stone. Now, what movie is going to come out one day before we are able to start crafting? It is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Who is a big character in there? Gamora. Are we going to get Marvel Mighties for this? Abso-freaking-lutely. So even though they haven't officially announced it yet, we will probably be getting Marvel Mighties either that day or the day before. It wouldn't make sense for us to get Marvel Mighties things like a week after, although they did happen to do that for the Ant-Man Quantumania Marvel Mighties. That being said, this is just my theory. I don't know. You could be able to burn comic books. You could be able to burn collectibles. But it would make sense that because we're able to burn Gamora or sacrifice Gamora in the movie, that we might be able to sacrifice one of her collectibles for the Soul Stone. So again, that's just a theory. Comment down below if you think I'm right or not, and then we'll see. Anyway, community update time. Or I guess I'll get the Star Wars things first. The Star Wars Day, May the 4th be with you. Revenge of the 5th, Return of the 6th. That all happens also in May. So it's going to be very painful for our wallets. I'm probably going to spend $1,000 on this app. And again, why I'm also selling some of this stuff in profit now, just because I'm going to need gems. And instead of putting $1,000 in there, maybe I only have to put $700 or $800 in there, you know? Because I'm going to get those Marvel Mighties. I'm going to get some Star Wars stuff. I do want to get a couple of these things. Anywho, community update. The first thing I'll go over is, I guess, the OUP tie-in, where they did mention OUP, they did mention OMI, and they says, oh, yeah, you know, we're merging OUP and MCP, right? And I'll get into MCP in a second, but it's going to be called Loyalty now. So that merging of the two is going to be called Loyalty. And they did say, and I know some people are going to be salty about this, but some people are going to be really happy that if you're all in on OMI, cool, you'll have some advantages because you'll be able to go and increase your waitlist numbers, do whatever. If you're all in on just collectibles, you don't have any OMI, cool, you're going to have a little bit of advantage because you're going to be able to sacrifice some MCP points for waitlist numbers, what have you. If you're heavy in both, if you're a master collector and you have a bunch of OMI ready to burn, you will have more advantages than anyone else, says Dan Crothers. Not only that, the waitlist that's coming out. This waitlist, that is in phase 2 of MCP. We're currently in phase 1 of MCP. Not everyone has MCP. I think they said like 80 to 90,000 people do have that, which I'm really excited for. So everyone should get MCP by the end of this quarter, and we should have that phase 2 of MCP next quarter with the waitlist. Now that waitlist, that we already have the capability for that on the app. They're just waiting for a drop to do that for. And one of the first things that they are going to do are those Veve letters that were promised from people that had attended the DesignerCon kickoff party last May. It's been almost a year. That being said, it's not just going to be letters. You will still get some type of airdrop. I don't even think he said airdrop, but you will be compensated for attending. But instead of just random letters, they might give you a logo. Now, this is obviously going to be the second logo that we have. It's going to be the third logo in existence because you have the first Veve logo was actually on the Feeshes. So shout out to Brockman Blockchain. Link down below to mint a Feesh, one of the best projects out there outside of Veve. But yes, one of the best projects out there, and you get so much utility with those NFTs. But that was the first one. It wasn't officially like dropped by Veve. It wasn't like in coordination, even though you do see Feeshes in the Veveverse. I think that was kind of like a tip of the hat, tit for tat thing. Like, oh hey, you're incorporating Veve in your Feeshes. Let us bring Feeshes to the Veveverse. So you did see that in Decon. Anyway, I don't know how many of those are going to be actually created. Obviously, the first Veve logo on the Veve app was the gold and silver one. There's only 500 of those, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, moving on for that. Speaking of Veveverse, you do have the first 5 people that happen to get in the beta version. It is very complex. That's why they are delayed on a little bit. It was slowing down. It kept crashing. In the next couple of weeks, they will increase it from 5 to 20 different people, and they hopefully can get everyone in beta rolled out after 20,000 or so people. I'm going to say in Q3. Again, the beta will be rolled out this quarter, but the fact that they don't want to roll it out fully until you have about 20,000 users in there, I would say give that till Q3. And that being said, okay, well, what comes after that? Well, then you should have IP branded worlds in Q4. Dan did go over and he was able to show us some things. I do have a couple of screenshots from the Veveverse. I'll show that right now. And it was really interesting because you're not supposed to have customizable avatars until phase 3, which should not come until next year. But Dan, of course, had his customizable avatar in there. So just because you see the customizable avatar for people in there does not mean that we're all going to get it. Oh, look at that. That's so cool, the battle statue. Doesn't mean that we'll all get it right away, but you will be able to customize it in different ways that I didn't think. I thought it would all be like a gray, something more modern. But you can actually customize your actual place, not just by decorating it with, I guess, plants. First appearance Veve plant. I don't know if Groot counts or Swamp Thing counts. But you're not just going to be able to customize it with random stuff and then your Veve NFTs. you are going to be able to go, and it looks like choose which color the walls are. Choose like, I thought they were just going to be random colors, same as the showroom where you couldn't really edit it. But again, based on this, it does look like you're going to be able to have a different map, whether it's metallic, the strength of it, the smoothness of it. It just seems really, really cool. Yes, I have 329 unread Telegram messages. And then outside of that, you have your vehicles in there in your showroom. I'm quite excited for everything. Anyway, moving on. Also, we do have a Gary Baseman that he gave out an airdrop for those that got the whole Toby set. I know, Toby, right? It's been so long since he'd been muled and done for stuff. But yeah, whoever has that whole set, you will get that airdrop on May 30th. And there's going to be more Sesame Street models to come out. They did confirm that. Cookie Monster was David's favorite drop. Dan liked the Blue Todd, Swamp Thing, RoboCop, and the Platinum Moments, but his favorite was the Lambo, because he's bougie like that. We love Dan. The assets are being made months and months ahead. I do remember, I guess I could say it now, I do remember rumors going around last Comic-Con in San Diego, that was July, that Tarzan was going to be coming, and guess what? It finally came like X amount of months later. So they do that type of stuff. Yeah, do. If you get low mint editions, your house will look awesome. So David had mentioned not just having, and they're going to look cool regardless of what you have. But if you have low mint editions, I guess your house is going to look even better. I guess because the numbers might be... He wasn't really too specific on that. I guess I'm speculating that because the numbers will be shown on it, or maybe if you have a bunch of low mint editions, maybe your house can get upgraded. Again, I don't know. They weren't too clear on that. But they're also giving away a signed piece of Patrick Hughes art, which is only one of 30. It's worth like $7,000. Go and watch that update video. It's in the last couple minutes of that. It's absolutely insane. Anyway, moving on. So comparing Veve to other things, we have Sergio Rodriguez over on the Facebook saying, meanwhile, Veve continues to hire and build during this bear market. The company is positioning itself to be an absolute behemoth during the next bull run. Also, they have 60 people working for them, not including the people at Cavernous, not including other third parties that are contracted. Veve is growing. So they did tell us a little bit about what they were spending on, just saying they were hiring more people. And they will be able to do marketing. So the marketing, they want to make sure that a bunch of the KYC stuff is done first. And once they're able to have some of that KYC stuff where you don't have to KYC in order to buy stuff on the app, they said they will start marketing. They have mentioned Asia quite a bit. And somebody actually even mentioned to Alex about this, and I'll get to Sergio's comment in a second. We had Omi the Clown said, talking to Alex, saying it must be frustrating that you're being limited to email marketing, where you have expected 8% conversions, the Twitter, which is capped at 230,000 followers, and YouTube, which is 55,000 subscribers. Any idea when Veve will have in-app comms and push notifications for your big announcement to maximize reach? And then he said, by the way, I know you mentioned on an AMA ages back about wanting to link specific screens in the app. It looks like that deep linking functionality actually already exists and has done so for a long time. I haven't tested to confirm it's working, but can do it for you if you like. Alex hadn't responded to him last I saw, but it seems like a lot of stuff that we want on the app is kind of already on the app, it's kind of already ready. We just need a couple things to happen beforehand. Anyway, back to Sergio's comment saying, quote, even with superstar Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes promoting the collection, the NFTs failed to take off. NFL All Day not only fell far below expectations, it also came up short attracting new consumers. End quote. While in beta, Dapper Labs realized NFL All Day wouldn't generate enough revenue to cover the minimum guarantees it had agreed to pay. NFL Players Association JV One Team partners threatened to sue. The two sides took months to renegotiate a new deal as the NFT market worsened. Dapper also failed to onboard more consumers, as the vast majority of NFL All Day buyers had also previously bought NBA Top Shot NFTs. We saw the same thing with, what was the one that Tom Brady had? Not Top Shot. It was the ones that just didn't do so well. The ones that his retirement ones, I think they gave, out of like the 2,000 that they made, including the ones they gave away, which they gave away a lot, they only had like 1,000 being minted. And that's Tom Brady. And, him and Eva Longoria were pumping it on Twitter. And guys, Veve caught lightning in a bottle. There is no other company like us. Speaking of which, you know how Quid kind of pays people to make videos of us, and bad videos? Okay, so This was actually, I could do this in real time. I don't even need these screenshots. Okay, we could go and take a look at Quid, and their pinned tweet that they had posted 3 hours ago has 343 interactions, like meaning that 343 people had seen it. 5 likes, 2 retweets, and 1 comment. That is, and the comment is, it looks like it says it's hidden. I guess because the person that's commenting only has 7 followers. Now, that being said, and they had posted that 8 minutes after Veve had posted their big update. Now, their big update, obviously, just going and talking about Thanos and talking about the Infinity Gauntlet, has 67,000 impressions, 853 likes, 304 retweets, and 189 comments. Yeah, Veve has no competition. Veve has won the decade. Every other platform is only competing for second place. And I like some of the other platforms. I really like Hero. I really like the Bat Cows have a good community, and you know, the Palm Comics, they have a good community as well. Even though a lot of those people kind of came from the Veve fam, you know, you go into one thing and you migrate to what you like best. Most people that are going to get into Web3, even though this isn't fully a Web3 company, it is a lot of Web2. This is 100%. Yeah, most people that get into this type of stuff will migrate to Veve just because of the IP. So yeah, I'm not worried. This is like, y'all wonder why I'm so bullish. This is why I'm so bullish. Also, we had found out today that Jerry Springer had passed away. Everyone my age and above had watched him growing up. So comment F down below to pay respects. Jerry. I should have mentioned him at the beginning of the video. I'm sorry I didn't. Anywho, so other things going on is I like to find out what is some undervalued things. I was looking at the Beta Ray Bill secret rares here. The floor is $90, but there's a sub 100 that you can get for $120. That is only 1.3x the floor. That is something I think is fairly undervalued. I was looking at Dogpool as well. You have the floor at $50, a sub 100 for 98, so less than double, and a sub 50 for 125, which is less than 3x the price of the floor. So I think that's really good. Lady Deadpool, I was debating about getting this. She has only one sub 100 out there. Now it's $77.77, so about $78, which the floor of hers are only $3, so I wouldn't really expect, this normally would not be undervalued, but it's mint number 77. So you do have some that is repeating. 7 does kind of be lucky for some people. Anything that's repeating, it just gives a little bit of a bump. And again, there is no cheaper option out there. It's not like, oh yeah, well I can get number 89, even though it's a worse mint number, for, you know, $12 less. There's just no other option out there, even a more expensive one. So that's something that I liked as well. There are a bunch of other things that you can get if you want full sets. There's a couple of decon things that you can get that are under $30. I think there's a decon set. There's one decon mascot, I think from the UK. It's like $12 for a set. Marvel Mighty's Deadpool Chimichanga truck. It's like $11 for a set. If y'all want MCP points, y'all can get some crazy sets. Some of the posters from James Bond. There are a bunch of posters out there that you can get for the whole set for under 30 gems. So there's a lot of stuff out there you can get to build MCP points. It's out there for the taking if you want. Now, I sold those posters to get some more Marvel Mighties because I'm an addict and I have zero self-control. Brock McBlockchain says, I'm reading the update from the Infinity Gauntlet, so sacrifice 30 Labbits for the Soul Stone. Interesting. And Alex G says, Labbits have no soul, which I thought was hysterical. Speaking of Labbits, it has been brought to my attention that one of the secret rare Labbits, I'll show you guys real quick, was $5,000 yesterday. Now, obviously that has been brought back down a couple $1,000s. The last one had sold for, I think, like $450. And if I'm taking a look at this, it is very, very scarce. This is a very scarce drop, but I don't think it's worth anywhere near that 5,000. 1,000. I feel like there's better things. Again, they are very scarce. If you're super into them and it's like, hey, I love this and I like this more than this, and I know that this is the bigger IP, but this makes me happier. By all means, go and buy what makes you happy. But if you were looking for the best ROI, I don't know if I could 100% advise that. But I don't give financial advice anyway. Anyway, moving on. We have somebody saying, I was like, oh, nice, but I hope that's not the big announcement. Talking about the Infinity Gauntlet. Reverend Alex G says, well, meaning that this was the big announcement that they were talking about. Again, this was a couple years in the making, so I'm very excited for this, as you can see. That Cigarette Eye of Agamotto went to $700 before, which is absolutely nuts. Now, I'm not saying it's not worth it, but you have to understand, how much is this gauntlet really going to go for? If you get Thanos with the gauntlet, how much is that going to go for? Is it going to be, worth $1,000? I don't know. Maybe. It's possible, depending on how many people have these. But Alex G says that the Soul Stone and the Infinity Stone artifact crafting details with video with him and Old Rhubarb are coming at you on Monday. So on Monday, we shall probably have that announcement. Again, I do think they will announce those Marvel Mighties then as well. And that looks like it's about it. Yep. Well, everyone, comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, 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 meow.